One of the most talked about things in property investing is creating a passive income through property investing. So I just want to put that aside because investing in property is not passive. It's not this income that just rolls in every month or every fortnight and lines the bank account. You actually need to put a bit of time and effort into it. So here are some things that you need to concentrate on to make sure that your income and your expenditure is actually kept in check. So the very first thing is around property management and what they provide you. Now, other than the obvious of collecting the rent and looking after repairs and maintenance for you, they're also going to disperse monies to your account. Now, it's imperative, and this is where the time starts, it's imperative that you actually set the time aside and go through the property management statements and then check the bank account so that you can reconcile the money in versus the money in to the bank account, less fees and charges, of course. Now, the reason that you do this is because sometimes mistakes happen, and it's all about and being a part of cash flow management, if you will. So as I said, sometimes mistakes happen. It's a computer-generated system that disperses money and that does all the ledgers and the trust account. So you might pay someone else's insurance or their repairs and maintenance. So giving the time to the property management statements will actually pay dividends for you in the long run in terms of your cash flow. The second thing that is going to create or take some of your time away is actually organising repairs and maintenance from time to time. Because some of the property managers will actually charge you a percentage to organise those repairs and maintenance, or they'll just have the tenant requests on their desk and they'll email them or forward them to you and say, suggest you do this. Now, a lot of investors just take that as gospel and they'll just say, sure, get me 2 quotes, let's roll with the cheapest quote. But once again, time invested pays dividends. So you need to understand why the repairs are being requested or why the maintenance is necessary and should it happen now. Because if you give an illusion that you will always spend money whenever asked, well, then it'll just be asked all the time. So investigate the repairs and maintenance and put the necessary time in to learning why and when and how much. So the second thing is around finance. Now, it is amazing how many times that we'll sit down to do a review with a client's portfolio, which we usually do 2 to 3 times a year or whenever they purchase. It's really a case-by-case scenario. But it's amazing the amount of times that when we are looking across their interest rates and the repayment type and who the lender is just out of how much out of kilter people's repayment types and interest rates can be. Now, it's not because of a lack of knowledge on their behalf. It's not because they haven't invested the time. It's just that they don't know what they don't know. So having a really good investment-focused mortgage broker that is going to take it on his own to review your situation actually pays dividends in the long run. And to give you an example, just last week, we were able to save someone over $5,500 a year just by simply tweaking an insurance policy and also changing a lender. Just as simple as that. So once again, it pays dividends to invest the time. So how you track the portfolio's performance is absolutely essential. Now, there's 1,000 different spreadsheets out there and there's 1,000,000 different programs to help you actually analyse those numbers, or more importantly, at the very least, to record those numbers. Now, what we do is supply clients with a portfolio tracker that very clearly shows them an overview of their portfolio, an overview of each and individual property, but also tracks it on a monthly basis so that you can see each property's P&L and therefore the whole portfolio's P&L. And at one time, or at any time, you'll be able to have a quick snapshot of what is the portfolio doing in terms of cash in and cash out. And of course, at the end of the financial year, it's a very easy link to flick to the accountant who can then start to do what they do at the end of the financial year. So investing in property is all about time input. Once again, there's no passive part to property other than perhaps the growth, but you need to invest the time to get the dividends. Now, in my opinion, there are probably several key layers of input that you need. Once again, it's the strategy. Having a property investment strategist that can bring together the key components of growth and financial footprints and goals and timeframes is essential. The second layer in terms of time management and who can help you, in our opinion, is a portfolio manager. Now, Be very clear, I'm not talking about a property manager. That's another kettle of fish. I'm talking about a portfolio manager that is there to help you make some of those key decisions, not just in asset selection, but also in the ongoing maintenance control of each and every property and therefore the entire portfolio. And then, of course, there's you, the person that needs to take responsibility for the money vested. Make wise decisions, surround yourself with the subject matter experts, and that will give you a layer of mitigation that allows you to focus on perhaps what you're good at, and that's creating cash flow via the day job, and allow the people that are the subject matter experts to look after what they can for you. So in summary, property investing is not around being passive, but surrounding yourself with the right subject matter experts and team players will actually give you the time to do what you're good at and give them the responsibility to do what they're good at.